So Vilitionraxx is back at it again with a new stream. Yes, indeed. He returned from the internet after being gone for a while. I'm not exactly sure how long he was gone, but it was a decent amount of time. And here he is here to tell us about where he's been, what he's been up to, where he's been going in life, and that sort of stuff. He's here to give us an update on what he's been up to. And let me tell you this, man, he is in trouble once again because he's not been listening to Willem Gloryhole. He's been dismissing Willem Gloryhole's word, as you'll hear in a moment. And it's overall not a wise choice that he made here. You know, I'm not even sure why he's streaming or still doing stuff on the internet. I don't know what he seeks to gain out of all of this, because they're just gonna tell him to do more community service again and again and again, or tell him to get on the Discord. Allegedly Clark, if you guys know about that character, I think that he's gone. Apparently he got like doxxed or something. I don't know all the details about it, but I've heard some things. I don't know too much about it, and I'll just put it down like that. It's that old Clark, I don't know if he's gonna be coming back, but you know, we'll just have to wait and see if Clark will show his face again, you know, because he was Vilitionraxx's #1 enemy in all of this, really. But Vilitionraxx is ready to explain why he hasn't been doing as many community cleaning streams, where he walks around with a bucket and a grabber and picks up garbage, as you can see on screen. He's ready to tell us about why he can't do it.
Okay, folks. I am finally back on the stream. Yesterday was a very busy day.
A very busy day indeed. I mean, look at him. He's wearing some kind of big armor shoulder pad thing, like a pauldron. I'm not exactly sure what the official name of that is. I think it's called a pauldron, though. But, dude, what are you doing? Why are you wearing that? What, are you ready for battle? You're ready to take on the trolls and Willem Gloryhole himself? Is that what's up? You know, are you gonna put on your helmet, your mask, all that stuff, and get on going? That'd be dope. That'd be dope. An epic rap battle of history moment. Willem Gloryhole versus Vilitionraxx. I want to see it. I want to see it. Look at his blue knee pads he's got on right now. I just love his style. Or are they purple? I can't tell. The point is, Vilitionraxx is going to be talking about how busy his life is, even though he doesn't have a job. He doesn't really go anywhere or do anything. If he just went out and did this naturally and got paid for it, which he could be getting paid for this, you know, he could get paid for mowing lawns, picking up garbage, raking up leaves, stuff like that. Manual labor that nobody else wants to do, you know. They could hire him to do that, but he's not gonna ever go after that. Not sure why, but he's here to get on the internet and talk about his life and things that are going on. Things that really don't benefit him himself.
I'm finally have time to be streaming. Well, what happened is that 2 days ago I did not have time to be streaming. Actually, I don't remember Wednesday. I was thinking Wednesday was a very busy day. I did not have time to be streaming, and even yesterday was also a busy day because well, yeah, yesterday was also a busy day. I did not have time to be streaming yesterday, but today, right now, I finally had time to be streaming.
He finally has time to stream, guys. He finally has time. And, you know, maybe I'm giving him too much of a hard time on this subject. I mean, time can be very tight for most people, especially if you work a job or two. Having time to do anything can be difficult. And on top of that, doing anything without being tired is also extremely difficult when you have a job. I mean, if you're not at work doing things at work, you're at home doing work. You know, you gotta clean the dishes, you gotta take care of chores, some basic manual labor and maintenance on the property. That typically is how it goes for most people, I imagine. But Vilitionraxx, I'm not sure what he's busy doing. He doesn't describe it very well, and I'm convinced that he's not really telling the truth because, again, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't.
I got a comment from Mr. Gloryhole. It said, I have great expectation of you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Glory Hole. Thank you. And then let's read the rest. So far you have been very dismissive of my suggestion. That's not a good look. Oh, wow. Okay, crap. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Glory Hole. But what does dismissive my suggestion even mean? I just don't know what do you mean by that. What do you mean dismissive of my suggestion?
Now, I want to go ahead and make a statement, and I want to make it clear, okay? If you don't know what a word means, that doesn't mean you're dumb or you're foolish or anything like that. That doesn't mean that at all. However, it does speak volumes when you don't understand some very basic English lingo, like dismissive. I mean, how do you not know what that word means? You know, that's a very common word, at least I think in my world is. But he doesn't know what the word dismissive means. And I know that, you know, English is not his first language, but still, dude, like you didn't pick it up. You haven't picked up any of this. I mean, dude, you can pick up Duolingo for free, my guy. I mean, if I was going to move into like Germany, I would probably try to learn German, or if I was moving to France, I would probably try to learn how to speak French. I mean, that's just my logic, you know. I don't know, but this is Vilitionraxx. He doesn't know what dismissive means, and I love how he at first thinks that William is happy with him. He says he has great expectations for Volition, and he thought that was a compliment, but no, it's great expectations that weren't met. You know, William was very disappointed in Vilitionraxx here, and it's quite the unfortunate thing for him, because he just wants to work very hard to have William Gloryhole get off his back. And, you know, I don't even know why he's still doing this, but he's going to stay on the internet regardless of whether we like it or not.
And let's read the rest. I am going to need you to agree with daily live stream. I want at least 4 separate video per week involving you're doing community service. Lastly, okay, I can explain about that. The community service video or stream, it's not easy. It's too challenging. First, I would need someone else to record for me. Well, in fact, I would need someone else to record me clean up places, but without accidentally recording every single person's license plates. Without recording IP address, without recording everybody else's license plates. Yeah, because I don't want to be responsible for getting anybody else around here doxxed.
I'm not sure why he's talking about having people doxxed by showing their license plates and stuff. I mean, yeah, I guess that is a way that you could get somebody else's doxxed, but nobody's gonna care about a random vehicle parked on the sidewalk or in the street, wherever. You can see a lot of cars in this video here, Vilitionraxx. I mean, you could just attach a camera to your chest. I mean, that wouldn't be a problem. You could have like a little pocket or strap it onto your head like a lamp or something. I don't know. Figure it out, dude. Be resourceful. Figure it out. I'm sure you could maybe fit something to have that camera on your person so you don't have to use both hands to hold it or something. I mean, he's holding the grabber arm in both hands. I pointed this out in my last video about him. He still just doesn't do it differently. He holds it by both hands and just doesn't hold the bucket. He could do this a lot faster, man. And I can see him leaving trash behind him. I think that's garbage. They don't look like leaves, but it just bothers me. It just bothers me whenever he's not doing things all the way. He's not doing this correctly. He's not doing it efficiently. But Volition, nobody cares about the license plates in these vehicles and stuff, man. Nobody's gonna care about these people. Nobody's gonna be seeing a car in this video and be like, oh crap, there's a license plate. Let me go talk to this random person on the internet. Let me figure out their docs so then I can maybe figure out more about Valition. It's just like, no, I doubt that many people in your town know who you are and know what you're about. If they do know who you are, they probably have some very surface level knowledge about you, Vilitionraxx, but I digress. The point is that there's no worries about doxing people, dude. Nobody's gonna go after the docs of some random car.
Let's read the rest. I understand that Chris went out of his way to protect you from Clark. Considering that, I expect you to do him a solid and start communicating with him, Kira and Smith. And if these things don't happen, I will have to reconsider our original agreement. Why? Oh, Kira said so. Why we're busy yesterday? Well, I have to help my stepmother with everything. So yeah. With finding, well, I have to help her to go take a look at the house. Take a look at any house, to see which house will be perfect for us to move to. And also, I was been finishing my art too. I felt so scared. I'm not scared. I mean, I feel so nervous. I feel a little anxious.
I don't understand what he means by everything. You hear people asking him in the chat, "Hey, what did you do yesterday? Why were you busy?" And he said, "I had to help my stepmom with everything, yeah, everything." And it's just like, okay, Volition, all right, what's everything? Okay, you know, you're not gonna pull a fast one on me and just get over my head like I'm an idiot or something, you know. Even though I am, that's besides the point. You're not gonna get one on me, not this time. Vilitionraxx is talking about how his mom and him are gonna be going to a new house soon. I don't know how true that is. You know, they could just be looking at properties and not actually going to move over there. I don't know. But we'll just have to see on how serious it is, because chances are we're gonna find out sooner enough on whether he's actually going to be moving out of this weird like apartment style living that he's in. I'm still confused on his entire living situation. I think it's a group home, but then it's also an apartment with other people living in it. I don't know how it works. I don't know if they have like roommates or something, but you know, it's Vilitionraxx's little strange world that he resides in. He's made it for himself.
Garage, garden. No, well, I am living in an apartment right now. I am in apartments. I have upstairs neighbor. What do you mean, van down by the river? No. Like, I was, I was cleaning up my stepmother's, vehicle. I was cleaning up, my stepmother's vehicle, yesterday. It took long. I had to, well, I had to vacuum, the entire, van, because, it had too many...
Okay, there's no way that it took him all day to clean out one singular van. It shouldn't take you any longer than like an hour to clean it out, you know, unless if I guess you live very far from the nearest vacuuming area. But then again, you could just use your own vacuum at home. You don't really have to go anywhere for a vacuum if you own one. You just have to have extension cords and stuff. But Volition, I don't believe that it took you all day to clean out a singular vehicle. Maybe if you did some car washing on the outside too and really thoroughly cleaned it out, maybe it would take you, I don't know, maybe 3 hours to clean it entirely. But it's a singular car. It's not going to take you the entire day. It shouldn't take you any longer than, like I said, 3 hours. But I like how in the beginning of that clip, whenever somebody's telling him that he lives in a van down by the river, and he just doesn't get the joke, you know, he doesn't get it. He doesn't understand that he is a man living in a van down by the river. You know, it's just, it just flies right over his head. I love it.
Back to a sleeping cycle. I'm not finished yet, you know, hang on, a sleeping cycle. So yeah, the worst part is that I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I wasn't been able to go back to sleep. I'm confused about AM and PM. AM. Yeah, actually AM. Yeah, AM. Yeah, I woke up in 5 AM.
This is the most baffling thing to me. He doesn't understand the difference between PM and AM, or he gets them mixed up and confused. What, do you forget about which way's right and left? I mean, what's up with this, man? Like, is this just stuff that people actually get confused about on a daily basis? Like, oh man, when did I wake up? 5 PM or 5 AM? You know, the sun's out at both hours of the day, or something like that. I don't know. But seriously, I just want to hear more about how he believed that it was 5 p.m. instead of 5 a.m. or something like that. It's just wild that he doesn't know the difference or can't remember the difference or whatever. It's time. How do you not have the concept of it?
Well, I was just going to a different gym. I just found a different gym, and I'm going to a different gym because, yeah, different. But I'm not gonna tell you what type of gym that I'm going. It's a different gym. It's not a recreation center. It's not Cincinnati Recreation Center. And so back to your question. Cool. Then you can buy a rake to help with the leaves. Well, Max told me that we don't need to remove the leaves because the leaves could be good for the environment.
So Vilitionraxx said that he can't go to his normal gym anymore, and I guess that's because Clark kind of scared him away, and you know, he's probably worried about the staff talking about him while he's there, and taking note of him, you know, and I don't imagine anybody would ever want that, so I don't blame him for leaving that gym anyways. It really wasn't super important in his life, I imagine. I mean, technically you can exercise anywhere, ladies and gentlemen, so his room can be his new gym. But I have no idea on where he's going now. He could just be going back to the same place and saying that he's not going there. I have no idea, but he also mentioned there that he can't rake the leaves because the leaves are good for the environment. And while decomposing leaves can act as natural mulch and fertilizer for grass and other things, it's definitely not something that should just be laying around all over the place. Fallen leaves should be raked up, you know? It makes your lawn a mess. It looks bad. It's just like, it's not going to be going anywhere. It's going to take a long time to actually wilt away into the soil. You could probably grind it up and bury it. That's one thing that you could do, or maybe just grind it up into like a mulch, add some water in there, break it down really well, put it back on the grass, and that grass will grow. But the natural way about this is raking up those leaves, man. Those leaves aren't going to be good for your lawn. They're going to be blocking sunlight from your grass, and then your grass is going to die. And just, no, Volition, you got to rake those leaves, dude.
I can't control my sleeping time at all. Like, anybody thinks that I can control my sleeping time? You're wrong. That is not the case. No, the truth is, it's physically impossible to control a sleeping time. I can't control my sleeping time. I woke up at 5 a.m. It's not because I chose to wake up at 5 a.m. No, it was not up to me. I wasn't been able to control my sleeping time because it's physically impossible to control a sleeping time. Oh. Question is that what time do you normally wake up? Good. Well, I would say 10 or 9. At 9:30 or 10 o'clock. It's what I normally supposed to wake up.
Vilitionraxx, there is a way to control your sleeping schedule. It's called an alarm clock, dude. You can download one for your phone, or you can set it to any kind of time that you want. It's not that difficult to set an alarm, man. Like, I mean, come on, Volition, just set that alarm clock. Don't get all crazy on us and explain why you can't wake up at 7 a.m. You know, a decent time in my opinion. 10 or 9 is a bit too late to be waking up, especially if you're gonna lay in bed for a little bit. You know, you're wasting a lot of time. That's like midday almost. You lost so many hours of the day to sleep. Now you gotta get up and catch up. It's annoying. I don't know why you wake up so late in the day regularly. Honestly, I'd rather wake up at 5 o'clock than 10 or 9.
I just love the communism. I love the communism. And I did draw a group of a Persian Empire. Well, I did draw a Persian Marxist warrior. He was in my own fantasy. I think you would Mao. No, I'm not Mao Zedong. I'm not Pol Pot. I'm not. I know a lot about. No. Well, first of all, Mao Zedong is not my favorite type of communist. My favorite type of communism was Karl Marx and Vladimir Lenin and Stalin. Those are my favorite type of communist. I like the Russian communist better.
It's wild that he can say these things with a straight face without knowing a single thing about what he's talking about. He has no idea on who Mao Zedong is, who Stalin is, who any of these people are. He's just saying stuff at this point. He doesn't even believe in any of this. I don't think he understands the dangerous kind of people that he just listed were. I mean, millions upon millions were, you know, beep beep boop, flatline bucko. It wasn't good. It was horrible. I mean, didn't they call it the Great Leap Forward? It was horrible. A lot of it was. It was an ugly tragedy of a mess, all created by one dictator. Vilitionraxx, dude, these aren't people that you should be cheering on or even talking about casually. If you don't have scorn against them, it makes me question your morality or your naivety. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up here and do my shoutouts. Now I'd like to shout out Toasted, Sweaty Prolapse, Smithers, Gunslinger Brett, Nightmare Doxies, Lilith of Victoria, Mike Oxmells, Bobby Queso, Todd Bowden, Corey Vazalis, The Girl Next Door, Shining Wiz TV, Scooter746, Mo Transformer, Tubby Thunder, Zerl Champion of First Claw, Sushi Cat Yum, Pepperbox, Funky Fresh Salvador, Gamerman, Pie Kisser 222, Missy Pissy, Drew York, Michael Furberger, Seema, Spartan, Mars, Silvergen, Cloak, Young Duck, Red, Curicane, Really Round AOW, The Juggalo Goku Gaming and Podcast, Dutch Chad, Visigoth Vaquera, Husky Leaf Gaming, Periodically Correct, Great White Hype, Love It or Hate It, Trixie Bella, Brooks Looks, Mitten Pews, Moth Loves Attracting, Claus Anal Schwab, Honey Bee, OGG, Suxedanius, Chiefy Keef, Costas, Jack Burton, Sofa Ninja, Loopy, Kinotech USA, N76, Raspy Wolf, Mr. Masquerade Killer, Jintees, Adam M, Little Willie, Afro Rob TCG, Zeb Flepson, Bart, David Stinky Finger, Phil Mac, Junsey, Ico, Cachette, Megazagoo Lover, Bucky, Revocation TV, Peanut Mama, Bunnies Make Me Happy, Electric Lou, Emily Drake, Gilliam, RBL, Zach McDonald's II, Raymond Sanchez, Mark Lass, Locale University, Ricari, Never Around, Only Fighting Me, Troticus Maximus, Waterbury's Greatest Orderly, Ultra Mega Jesus, Jet Maximum 90, Adden, Sammy D, Oversoul, Python Caretaker Sarah, Dreadhead David 420, Ice Wallow, Magic Princess, The Black Pearl, Joshua Roberts, Depressed Rabbit, Noda Lizard Man, Honest, Edward Walden Haynes, Slasher Minifilms, Haley Cantaloupe Cakes, Nick Cliff, Atomic Renegade, Steve from Wormhaven, Evan Reed, Cursed Decals, Lord of Worlds, TJ Bender, James, Honda Civic, Tanis Finest, Digital Dream, Abato San, Bakano Sensei, Poofy Mooncakes, Mad 33s, and Dark Chocolate. Thank you guys for y'all support, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and have a good day, man.